All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me on the audio? Give me a yes or a no. Give me a yes or a no. Come on, Ryan. Tell me if I got audio. If not, I'll go grab the other mic. I want to do a lav mic on this, so hopefully we can hear it better. But I've never actually used the lav mic on the. You got audio? Thumbs up? Yes to audio? Okay, cool. You'll hear me better on this one today because I got the lav mic on. Okay, let's see. What can you guys see here? Back up here, get into position. I'm a little more prepared this time. I got like rolling carts and everything. I can kind of see myself on the screen. What I need to do is get a big monitor set up and start to do a better job with live stream. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here today, why does this look all funky? Why am I look all blown out? Come on, iPhone, fix it. There we go. Nope. Come on, I'm not that white. Let's move it in a little bit here. Maybe it won't blow me out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, dang, what's it doing to me? All right, so what I wanna do is unbox some stuff, talk about a bunch of products. So ask your questions, I'll roll back to the beginning of the feed and then I'll kind of address your questions as we go on. But I have some things I wanted to show you. Some things I already unboxed, but this little beauty is the first thing that I wanted to unbox and show you what I'm up to here. And I forget when it was, maybe about 3 weeks ago. Somebody sent me something in the mail. Just make sure my audio is good. Hey Matt. Lights are too bright. Yeah. Something was a little funky there. I think it's fixed now. I can see it on the screen. It's gonna come down a little bit. Why does he keep doing that? Stay in focus. Look like an idiot. I don't know why the iPhone's doing that. So it keeps blowing me out. As soon as I get in focus here. As soon as I walk away, it blows me out. Stop doing that. Driving me crazy. Maybe if I turn this light on, maybe this will help. Am I blowing out? I don't know, the camera's doing this weird auto adjustment. Now my freaking head is cut off. God dang it. I had this all worked out. Press and hold. I want exposure to be normal. All right. Okay. No, cancel that. We don't want to stop streaming. We just want to not look like a weirdo. Super bright. I might want to turn one row of lights off. We'll see. Okay, stay there. Nobody move. Okay, so let's unbox this. So a few weeks ago, we did, somebody sent me a message. There's this company called the Orange Vise Company out of California, the Orange Vise Company. And so I got one. I watched a YouTube video of it. I was like, holy crap. I know a bunch of you have seen that video. So I just got it here today. I don't know how much assembly is required. Holy moly. They like totally glued this together. So this was 848 bucks shipped. So this wasn't cheap, but I think I'm gonna get what I paid for. So I've been thinking about a Vise since I don't have on the Sonic Array, I don't have the giant cabinet on the right. And so now I have room to put a Vise. I'm right-handed, so it makes sense to put it on the right. Peanuts. Yeah, it's pretty well assembled. You know what? Let's just do one of these deals. Deal with the peanuts later. Get this this out of here so you can see it. What am I gonna do here? So anyway, this is something I'm super interested in being able to offer. It's been on my short list in my goal to build out an entire garage related product line. Oh my word. So there's a lot of anodized steel and aluminum on this thing. Let me just sit down here for a second. We'll open that up. Get the handle out of here. Even the handle looks super legit. So now I want to do this over and bring this beauty up here for you. Yeah. Now I'm going to mess up the screen as soon as I come over here. And close that. Normal. Cancel that. No, I don't want to stop streaming. I just want to get out of this thing. Normal, beam, normal. There we go. All right, go back to focus. There we go. Don't go blow me out. Good. Okay, so here we go. So this will go on the sonic array over there, I think. Won't hold me to that. I gotta put it in place to see what it looks like. But I'm gonna make this, I've already talked to him about being able to offer these and then do this in blue, OG blue, instead of orange. Something that I think would be cool. So there are Vise, Yoast Vise. What's that other company? Starts with a W. That's like the Vise company. There's a couple of them. It's not Wagner. Forget what it is. But yeah, this thing is legit. So live, Chris. Don't mess this up.
No, I saw you were live. That's why I'm coming to see if you needed any.
I just kept getting blown out.
Okay.
So I don't know that these, they kind of did like a promotional pricing of $800, so I think this is gonna end up being more expensive, but holy moly. Now that's a Vise, people. So I'm assuming, yeah, one of these ends comes off. This is a piece of solid stainless steel. Crap, this thing's freaking awesome. Place at the end on here. I thought I saw that they had some other jaws for this, so I need to look that up and get. I talked to the owner on the phone about it, you know, when I ordered it, and I said, hey, can I offer this? So I think also this is a set screw, so I think it will turn on its base. At least I hope it does. Operation of this is insane. Holy crap. It's just silky smooth. And then I think these jaws, yeah, I think they're set. So they're set in place. So a lot of anodized steel. Yeah, really pretty. Not quite as pretty as it is in photos and on the YouTube video, but very pretty nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I can probably coat it as well. So, but it's really, really stout. I mean, it's probably 50 pounds. I don't know if it tells me. No, it's gotta be more than 50. Yeah, probably, yeah, 50-ish, 50, 60 pounds. And so, yeah, I'm gonna get this thing set up and then we'll make a decision whether I'm gonna stock them and do, I'd like to do the Orange Vise company and do like a logo and do something, maybe a hex on top. But they said they can do or maybe leave it, because it says orange right here. So orange made in the USA. Maybe we can make this say Obsessed Garage right there. I think that'd be sick. Anyway, I wanted to show you that thing. Let's get this out of the way and talk about some of the other stuff. I've been waiting to unbox this all week so I could do it on camera here. So that's discussion number one. Can't help myself, I got put in a position. Okay, discussion number two. This is like number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But I've got a cart full of stuff. We'll talk about the desk, we'll talk about the Ego blower, we'll talk about all this stuff. So where do I want to start? Let's talk a little bit about Gyeon. So Gyeon's been something I've used Gyeon since the beginning, since they first came to the U.S. I remember ordering Gyeon trim. I didn't know much about it. I was doing a video on, I think, Wolf's Nano Glass Sealant very early on, like 2014, early on, when the channel was called Matt Mormon, and I didn't even have a microphone yet, or a camera with autofocus, and so I would be setting up and just talking to the camera, no editing, just straight stream of consciousness, whatever it was. I didn't edit anything out. I didn't have an intro. I didn't have an outro, and it was just me. And so a bunch of Europeans started to cue me into, said, hey, you really need to check out this Gyeon line. I'd gotten a couple emails and a couple of messages, largely around the glass sealant, because no one really had, CarPro had Forte Flyby, which I didn't like very much, but no one really had, there weren't a lot of glass sealants and glass coatings available. And so I remember placing the order. This is how I discovered Esoteric. I remember placing the order for Gyeon View and Gyeon Trim. And they had these amazing packages, like the vacuum seal packages you peel the top off of. I don't even think they had these bottles yet at the time. A lot of it was just like packages that were vacuum sealed, kind of like a protein, like Progenics has, or like a bag of protein Isopure or something like that. And so I ordered them and waited months and months and months. Esoteric was bringing in really small quantities. At the time, I think they were the exclusive U.S. dealer. This is way before Gyeon, blew up. And I got it, and it is pretty good. And then, of course, I used a bunch of stuff when I went to Esoteric. They have a bunch of new stuff since then. I used a bunch of stuff, but nothing really wowed me. I eventually gave up on trim, and then View was just okay. I went back to Wolf's, and so in so I think I went to Esoteric 2016, so I used all the products, because they were using pretty much all Kamikaze and Gyeon, mainly just Gyeon. And Gyeon didn't have polishes or anything like that, so they had gotten Jeskar. I'd gotten a bottle of Jeskar because I spent some time with Jeff Silver in like 2016, I think it was 16, he had sent me to a bottle of Jeskar correction compound, which I just started using, and then I went to Esoteric and they were using it too, and it was like it was instant. I'm like, well, shoot, if we're all using this is probably a good polish. I just kept coming back to it because I was using FG400 forever. And so anyway, I used the whole Gyeon line, and the packaging's great, and some of the products were good. The glass cleaner's always been kind of a staple, which has always been kind of good, but I kind of fell out of love with it, and more in love with CarPro. And then in 2017, when I started selling stuff, later on that year, I had met with, I guess it was probably the end of 2017, as I started to build out, because I started with pressure washers, I started to build out the product line. I started with car washing and buckets and microfiber and all that stuff. And I went to SEMA, and I just assumed, I'm going to say, well, you know, I want to convince all these companies to let me sell one or two things. CarPro had, Corey took a flyer on me, was on board. Rupes wouldn't let me sell stuff. There was, so 2017, I didn't make any headway. And so I wanted to do, talk to Gyeon, because I mainly wanted the clay bar, and maybe one or two other things. And they just, Jeff said no. It was a bunch of other dealers blocking, saying, look, we don't want that Obsessed Garage guy. And so there was a few products that I wanted, or thought I might want, but then I was forced to go out and see, is there something that I like better? If there isn't, then I just won't, whatever that product is, I promised you this from the beginning, if there isn't a product that I like a lot or accept for my process, I'm just not gonna sell that. Because I originally wasn't gonna sell coatings at all when Esoteric said, no to Kamikaze. And so we weren't sure they were gonna be able to deliver, Kamikaze was gonna be able to deliver enough product for them and then for me to buy from them. And then were there enough margins to even do that, for them to cut me in on it. And so when they finally just said, they never really said no, we just never really came to an agreement. I just wasn't gonna sell coatings. I was just gonna suggest everybody go there and buy it. And then that's when I discovered Gyeon. So anyway, I talked to Jeff this past year at SEMA, and Jeff is the US representative, and he said, look man, things have changed. If you're interested, if there's some products that fit your process, you don't have to sell the whole line. We'll allow you to do what you do, to curate, to pick and choose. And so that was November, and now we're in March, and Jeff just sent me an email saying, hey, just reaching back out, there's some products you'd like to try. And so these are the ones from the Gyeon line that interest me. I know that all of these won't make the cut for my process, but these are the ones that are of interest. So one of the main things I'm testing is, which of these do I like better? It's $6, or I forgot to look up the price, it was just $20 or something like that, $25. Which one do I like better? I still think I'm leaning this way, but I've only done it on the Raptor. I've used this before, but not extensively. I know lots and lots of people like this, but lots and lots of people like this. I love this. I use it everywhere, all over the place. So I've used it at home, on the countertops, on the fridge, all everywhere, on the windows, on the mirrors, everything. Michelle uses it. We go through gallons of this. So do I love this that much more? Where it's price doesn't really matter to me, but is it so much better? And considering price into the equation, I don't know. We'll have to try it. I'm interested in clay lube. I've never loved Nanoskin Glide. It's just simple. It doesn't leave really much behind. I don't want a detail spray that leaves anything behind. So I want to try this. One of the disadvantages to this is they don't sell it in gallons, and I roll through a lot of clay lube. So this would make auto scrub and claying quite a bit more expensive. But I am really interested in this. This is something, smells great, something caught my attention at SEMA this year, and so I do want to try this out. I'm going to try using a bottle of this on the M3, and I'm sure some of you are weighing in. I can see the comments rolling in here. Some of you are probably weighing in already. But this would be a very expensive. I think this is available at 500 and maybe 1,000, so 1 liter. I have to look back at the sheet. So that's something I'm considering. Iron, maybe. I doubt that this iron is that much better than any other iron remover, but we'll take a look at this, try this out. Wet coat. I've never been a fan of this kind of stuff. I haven't spent a lot of time with wet coat. I have with CarPro's version. What's that? CarPro Hydro 2. And Hydro 2 will tend to leave like a white film after using it a bunch of times. And so maybe I'm going to play with wet coat a little bit to see that might make sense for like some wheel topping, or just those of us who don't want to take the wheels off completely. And then can coat kind of goes hand in hand. What I'm going to do on the M3, and we'll talk about the Revo in a minute, I'm going to remove the water spots best I can, and then I'm going to can coat the car before doing my Crystal Serum Light, and I might even do all Ultra on the M3. So I might do Ultra on the M3 and the GT3 RS. But before I do that, I want to make sure the water spots don't come back. And so I'm going to do a can coat, let it sit for a couple of months, just doing normal wash cycle, driving, going out in the sun and stuff like that, make sure that the spots don't come back after removing. So we're going to use can coat. And I don't think that I've ever used this before. It's been around a long time, but we'll try this on the car for a temporary application. I don't have a metal polish, and most companies don't have a metal polish outside of Mother's. Dr. Beasley has one. Maybe there's just a metal coating, but this is something I think you need a nice little tiny little tube. I'm going to try it out on exhaust tips, but this is something good to have around. I do want to get P21S on the phone because I do want to get the polishing soap here in my process in the store. So that's something I'm interested in. Water spot, again, I don't think these things don't actually really work. They will work on top of a coating if it's very superficial, but generally water spot removers don't work. And then I want to try this. A lot of people have been talking about the tire cleaner. Again, I don't want something super aggressive. It does say strong and effective. I think this just came out this year at SEMA. And so the question is this good enough for me to bring it back into the process outside of just using the PNS, what do you call it, the wheel cleaner stuff that I'm using on the wheels. One thing I am really interested in, I can't give it up, man, I keep coming back to Adams, is Bathe Essence. And so this is a hyper concentrated. In fact, it's so concentrated and so thick, they wanted it to be clear, but they don't have a choice, but it turns yellow. There's really nothing they can do about it. So they've just owned the fact that it's yellow. This is 1,000 milliliters. This would be effectively, it's called 1 to 2001 super concentrate. This would effectively be like 4 gallons of Adams, maybe 6 gallons of Adams. And so I'm excited to mess with this again. I only used it one time. I liked it. Same thing with Bathe. I like Bathe, but I don't know that I like it more than Adams, especially since I can't buy it in gallons and I roll through a ton of soap. So I want to give this another go again and just try this stuff out. And then something that almost certainly, this was the main reason why I wanted to do Gyeon stuff, was the clay bars. Even though I don't use clay bar all that much anymore, you still need a clay bar in your arsenal. And they have a mild and a coarse, or mild and coarse. And look at that packaging, that's freaking legit. So that was the main product I wanted. And then Jeff's like, well, look, I can't disrupt all the other dealer agreements just because of you. I said, why not? I'm a nice guy. So anyway, we've got the option to bring a couple of these into the process. I ordered all their towels as well, just to try those out, see if there's anything I love. I've used all of them before. And then these are something that's interesting, wheel covers. So Gyeon does have wheel covers. I'll be using these on the M3 just to try out, cover the wheels and tires when you're polishing so you don't get anything with that. So that's the Gyeon stuff. We'll be working on that. You'll see that in videos and wash and talks and product testing and things like that. My goal was to get to the point to where the Obsessed Garage store is built out. We have our teams in place. We have, I'm running a little less hard. I mean, I've been here all gosh darn day, editing all day, just working on projects all day long. And I'll probably be up till 1 in the morning working on stuff. But I do want to get to the point to where I take on entire product lines, bring it in, take a car, and just use everything and figure out what am I missing. Go back and revisit product lines that I've visited before, and be able to kind of do that and give you my take on it. I feel like I have such a different take than most people, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's more, I'm just a little bit of an oddball. So I know a lot of people. It seems, we're at $40,000 today in sales, so it seems that a lot of you are responding pretty well to the way that I approach this. So, hopefully this obsession that I have with this stuff provides value to you. Another thing that's coming, I just did, I'll have the video up, I guess it'll be tomorrow, the interior, I'm gonna almost call it not restoration, but actual interior detailing of the Raptor. And then, I'm back and forth on color lock or Swiss Vax. I figured, why not both? So one thing I discovered in the video you'll see is that I was under the impression that Swissvax leather milk is a color lock product. It's sourced from color lock and private labeled for Swissvax, and I was under the impression it was leather shield. It's clearly not, unless I just thicken it up and completely change the formula. It's actually leather protector, is I believe the same as leather milk. So Lars was telling me it was leather shield. Lars makes it. I think he meant protector, and so I'll clarify that. Not that it really matters, but the leather shield is something I used this weekend or this week on the Raptors. A pretty janky leather, pretty shiny, dirty leather, and so I did leather protector and leather shield. Leather protector would be for 3+ year old leather. Do that, let it sit, let it cure, or let it soak in, and then do leather shield. You shouldn't, I knew this from the beginning, and I've had it clarified and confirmed many, many times by leather experts. Scrap this whole leather coating bull crap. You don't want to coat your leather. You want your leather to be breathable. Even coated leather, modern coated leather, you don't want to clog the pores. You don't want to lock it in. You want it to breathe. Leather shield is your sacrificial layer, and I've spent a lot of time with leather recently, and the color lock guys are super legit. I do still like I like both of these cleaners. I still prefer the Swissvax cleaner. The Swissvax cleaner, from what I understand, is not sourced from color lock, but I do like, they have Forte, which has a 4% solvent, and they have regular, but these are good as well. And I think I'm going to carry both. The Swissvax stuff is hard to get and will always be hard to get, and I think I'm going to have an alternative. So I'm going to be bringing these in. I'm going to tell Ram I need to bring these in here shortly. Another product I'm going to be bringing in is OGHQ Clarity. This you can dilute depending on what you need for severe winter, 25 degrees or lower. I'm assuming they mean Celsius. You'd want 1 to 1, but for summer use, I diluted 19 to 1. And this has H2, the same agent as H2Go. And so actually, this sort of really nice combination of Clarity topping Wolf's is my favorite combo for glass at the moment. And so this is coming. Cutmax is coming. I've been using this a lot. So I don't know why I never really messed with Cutmax all that much, but I like Cutmax a lot. I still like Jescar more. I find this to cut more, but it just depends on the paint. So those are all some new products that I'm in the detailing space. If you don't have these, buy like 5 of these color lock brushes. You'll see, if you didn't watch the video today, I use this all over the exterior of the truck, the interior of the truck. I have 5 because I don't know what I'm doing. And it'd be a smart thing to label them, exterior, interior. So I just never like solo brushes, like the Detail Factory or whatever. I don't like those brushes. I don't know, I find them to be useless. I use the big race clays brush just for putting the dressing on the tires, but that's about it. So anyway, just something to consider. So another thing I'm working on here, I'd gotten some samples of hoses. I'm always chasing hoses for some reason. So I got a bunch of different samples and I hate all of them. So it's not even what we're talking about. But one thing I do love is the idea of the possibility. Now I don't know about this versus Cox doesn't make this, but they source this. So taking the Cox hand crank reels and then putting a stainless swivel, a much higher quality swivel on the inlet to like the 100-foot hose reel, the hand crank reel, and then being able to adapt it for garden hose and things like that. But this is a stainless. They also have a premium brass, and so one of the things I struggle with Cox is that they have zero control over the pricing of the hose reels. I have to sell it for a certain price, and yet everybody else can sell it for whatever the heck they want. And so I guess I could just break the rules, but then again, what would be the point? I mean, the hose reels cost a lot to ship, And so a lot of these places online are selling either knockoffs, they don't really have it. So there's all these games that are played online, like you order a Cox hose reel, you don't even know if you're getting the right one. If you're buying one of the air hose reels, you're not getting the right one because mine's custom. And so one of the ways to kind of get around that is to make a custom better reel, and I don't have to play these stupid games where people are buying Cox reels. No one knew squat about Cox reels, and now all of a sudden everybody it's like the common thing. You just buy a Cox reel, and I know there's all kinds of companies that are copying what I'm doing, and there's companies now that have a custom install pressure washer. It looks ironically identically like that thing that I dreamt up that's kind of goofy looking, that needs to be continually improved. And so now, the good news is all these goofballs will be always way behind me. But again, I want to, two things. I want to improve it, and I want to make sure you understand what you're getting, that you're getting the right one, that when I say I have it, and you're not just getting some dupe by some goofy online place that doesn't know jack about the darn hose reels. I've been chasing these things for half my life. So that's coming. I'm working on that idea. The other concept, the other possibilities, we put a Mosmatic swivel on a Cox reel and then ship them like that. The logistics of that are much more difficult, but I think as I continue to develop my relationship with them and become a bigger and bigger dealer and buy more and more hose reels from them, we're going to go and we're going to do black reels, gray reels, so you have those options. We're going to develop a full line of how to mount them to the wall. We already have one, a plate for the 100-foot hand crank reel, and so I'm going to have a whole solution. I'm going to be improving the custom install solution as well, and so I'm going to continue to chase that. I think the only way that I'm going to be able to continue to do this and not just sell it for every other copycat retailers, I'm going to have to figure out private labeling, because Krensla hasn't watched my back, MPM hasn't watched my back. They just use me to go out and sell more stuff to other people, and they just don't care. So my dream of doing co-labeling, where Obsessed Garage will have a Krensla Obsessed Garage, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to have to take the name Krensla off of it, I think. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have to figure out how to, because I can't patent stuff that I don't make. And so I've got to figure out a way to, not sell it for other people who don't do any work. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. I've got some ideas. Anyway, let's get this out of the way. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm selling plenty. It's just frustrating when I do the work and have the expertise, and other people don't have a freaking clue what they're talking about, and they just take a stock photo and put it online and then mark it down $25 and then pretend. So here's something that's super cool. I want to get that cart. So I haven't even stuck this on here yet, and this is a prototype, so bear with us. Come on, camera. Fix it. Stop doing that, iPhone. Come on. God dang it. There we go. Okay, so Eagle blower. This is the 580. This should fit all of them because it's all universal. This is a 580 CFM, and I have the 650 at home. By the way, if you're interested or you're thinking of buying one, I wouldn't buy the 650, and you're always going to want to use ear protection. It's so shrill, and you wouldn't know the difference unless you had them in each hand holding at the same time. So I would recommend the 530 is good for price. The 580 is the best choice, but remember, it is a little bit heavier. It does require a little more battery power, so you definitely want to use this with the heftier 5 amp hour battery that comes with it. So my friend David Beaver is a bit of a mad scientist, always trying to figure things out. He's always trying to figure out what people might want, and so he came up with this concept or this idea of getting rid of the giant hose that comes off the big long piece, and then making some simple solutions to shorten the output or shorten the length of the tube. And I haven't tried this yet, so I'm not sure how to do it. Now this is a 3D, well, I can know 3D printed version. He can correct me, but I think this is a pretty darn viable option. Again, he sent me the prototype. So now this has a snap-on point, so I can put these various nozzles on to shorten. All right, just toxin bottles over. So this will shorten our use. And then he's also got a mid-length option. So I could go here and I could use it just like this, or I could put a tip on the end. This is fantastic. So now I have a mid-length, or I also have the option to do this, which is a swiveling end. So this actually can swivel depending on which way you want to use it. Let me go grab the actual tube, the actual version. Versus this. So here's full length, right? Versus all these various options I think I'm gonna like. I don't really like this kind. I like this. So I'll probably end up using this. Heck yeah. That's gonna be fantastic. And he's got like a, I know he was talking about, yeah, this is a rubberized end here. So this tip and this tip has a rubberized, the plan is to have kind of a squishy rubberized end. So if you smack this off the end of the car versus this, which is hard plastic, you'd have this, a little bit of protection against that. So, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. David, I want exclusivity on this. If I'm gonna pimp this for you, we gotta get Ego to let me sell this stuff. They still won't let me do it because I'm not a lawn and garden place, so they won't let me sell it. So, anyway, take this thing off. That's the factory one. And then we take this little guy and put this on. That's freaking sick. So I think the goal is to then take these injection, take these and then create an injection mold with a final design. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna follow up in the comments here shortly with you. But I wanted to share that with you guys first. And David, if you're watching, I think we're gonna make some money on this. Let's make this an Obsessed Garage exclusive. I can make a bunch of them. So, I still think this is the most viable way to dry a car versus having to carry around some power cords and all that other stuff. I'm just not a fan, if I can help it. If they had a pressure washer that was portable like this, that was this awesome, I'd probably be all about that too. What else we got going on here? So, the bottles I just blew over. These bottles suck, but it's like the best we got. So you've seen the Tolco bottles, so these are Tolco bottles, and these are newer. These weren't part of the line in the beginning. So it has a dilution on the side. We'll use chemical resistant sprayers. We're gonna do Obsessed Garage tire dressing. And so this is gonna be the tire dressing bottle lineup. They're gonna send them, there'll be a plug with a cap with a Obsessed Garage logo, and then the warning label and all that stuff on here. We're gonna sell it in 32, 24, and 8 ounces for those people who wanna try it, because it's gonna be relatively expensive for the tire dressing. I haven't priced it yet. I think it's gonna be 89 bucks a gallon, and down from there. This will probably be like 15 bucks or something like that for a little 8 ounce, but this 8 ounce will probably do 20 cars, 30 cars, it'll do a lot. So this 8 ounce bottle is something that I think is a good option to have for us. We'll figure out how to label this if we can. So these are going to be for the tire dressing until the press-all stuff, until I get it complete, which I think we now have a really viable option. Now we got to work on labels. When the guys get back in here, we're going to have all kinds of projects. We get through the giveaways, we get through the website redesign launch. We're also launching an affiliate program that we're going to allow you to submit applications for. So, like, I mainly designed it for like my friends Spencer Burke, Troy Sowers. Hopefully I can convince Pan and and Rick, the Canadian guys, to do it, but to join the affiliate group where I'm going to pay commission between 6 and 10%, depending on how much they're responsible for selling. And so that affiliate thing, very Amazon affiliate-like, where I'm going to accept applications, not just from famous people or YouTube people, but like convince like Trevor, Motion Auto TV, but also so there's you guys who follow along and are out being ambassadors for the brand. So I'm going to create a way to pay people. If you're responsible for selling, I think we said it, if you sell $50,000 worth of stuff, which doesn't take a lot, with you referring in a month, and we're going to pay 10% of that, even if you pay $5,000. And so it's, I bet y'all have some people that can make a nice little side hustle, a nice little living. And also some people that end up selling a lot of stuff, I'll probably end up hiring to come and work for me. And so the affiliate platform should be out soon. We'll let you know about taking applications and stuff. But the goal is to put all the stuff in the press-all bottles. I think they're good. Those of you that bought them, have used them, we need to beat them up, torture test them a little bit. I'm going to place another order in a couple of weeks, a big order of blacks. The black ones, which are chemical resistant, the red ones are chemical resistant. These are the households in blue and translucent, and then greens. I think we're pretty much sold out. We may have a couple of the greens or yellows left. So I'm going to order, a freaking truckload full of them, especially because I'm going to start using them and putting labels on them and start to chase that vision of having a matching lineup. We'll have to convince them to make us a gallon as well. So other products in development, this will be part of the giveaway. So you buy one of these and you're going to get an entry to win the M5. We're going to come out with some more versions of these too. But we have fabric Obsessed Garage banners. So this is the 2 foot by 5 foot. We're going to have 3 feet by 8 feet. We're going to have that. And then we're also black in fabric. You saw in the last live stream I showed you the vinyl. Well, the vinyl wasn't good enough, so I had them redo the vinyl in a new vinyl with a new printing process. So those are good to go. These will be launching theoretically April 15th is the plan. This and all the prints and a bunch of stuff, an Obsessed Garage exclusive version of CSL, but here's our vinyl as well. These are the smaller ones. Again, we have giant ones, 3x8s, which won't be as popular as these. So that's the black. There's the blue. So these, I think they're going to be $40, maybe 50. I gotta look at pricing and what they ended up being. Hopefully 35. So I gotta look at what they're going to be priced at, and then you'll gain X amount of entries. So if they're $40, you'll get 8 entries. We're going to do for every $5 spent, you get 1 entry into the giveaway. I'm going to give away my $100,000 M5 to somebody, hopefully in 30 days. That's the hope. I don't know if it's going to work out that way. We're going to have Bryce and I are going to have to sit down and nail that down, what detailing products we're going to do as an option as well. But tons of different versions of different products: hats, shirt, banners, prints, the rendered prints, and then the actual photoed prints. We're going to have various versions of all the different cars. Actually, the first 6 cars will be E92 M3, 1M, F80 M3, Sapphire Blue GT3, and something else. Oh, the M5. So those will be the 5. I think there's a 6th car. And then when the Corvette comes out, we'll do the other 6 And so we'll have, the one car I forgot about was my B8 S4, so maybe 7. So we'll have a whole series of renders, and then they're going to be 18 by 24 renders, and then prints is the plan for those. Or maybe they're 16 by 24. Last couple of products we talked about, I showed this in the other video the other day. This is a Revo handheld IR lamp. Don't go look up the price on this, you'll crap your pants. But I figure if it costs that much, it must be pretty good. No, I've actually seen Revo and met the Revo people at SEMA like 3 years in a row now. I've wanted one of these for a long time just to have to control heat when on an attempt to remove the water spots on the N3. This will give me a lot more control on that. I think that's it for products. A lot of people had a lot of questions about the BMW badges. So the BMW badge is from IND is painted around the edge, and these cost 115 bucks. And so, well, people just go bent out of shape. That IND, they just screw people. They just take so much money, and it doesn't cost them much. Well, a OE BMW badge costs like 60 bucks, like just a regular one, and they have to mask it and paint it, and polish it, and send it out to people and package it and all that stuff. So I think it's pretty reasonable. And really, those little subtle details to me are what make a big difference. So I'm excited to get the trunk on the M3 and then get that thing can coated, play with that product and go from there. Another thing I just got is if you buy a Sonic toolbox, again, I suggest you do. So this is the S9 with the top box that I talked about in the last live stream. But if you buy a loaded toolbox, you get an inventory control book. I didn't get it at first. And so I got this one. I got the top box. This thing's pretty cool. You get an actual placard that you post on the side of the box. I threw it in here, but it actually comes glued to the front, and you just pop it off. I threw it in there because I accidentally took it off. So you take this, so this is your warranty exchange, right? And so you take this off, it has double-sided tape on it, you put this on the side of your box, you scan it, and it'll know what your inventory control is. And so let's say a ratchet breaks, you scan it, I think you take a picture of the broken tool. I haven't done it yet because I haven't had broken tools, and they immediately send you a new one. But this is a book that has all of your drawers and what you ordered with SKU numbers and what if you might be missing something, you can very easily discover what you're missing. And so this goes in your on your shelf somewhere. This is attached to the side of your box, and you can scan and warranty anything. I think it's a pretty cool little program. Because again, they don't have trucks running around to do that kind of stuff. Which I like because I don't have to pay for that. But the Sonic stuff just keeps getting better and better. I mean, you see the MS Plus back here, freaking incredible. So anyway, I'm gonna have some videos coming up on. You saw the video on the carts. I gotta finish the videos on the toolboxes, the S9, S12, S12 XD are my favorite toolboxes on the planet. So that doesn't say your toolbox is not any good. I just like these better. I don't know. I just like them. And my goal is to turn an MSS Plus cabinet into a rolling toolbox as well. Let's talk about the desk a little bit, and then we'll sit down and answer your questions. So this is a Blue Tree. I'm just going to come down on you here so you can see it. So this is a Blue Tree countertop. I forget the exact color, but this is like a blue-gray finish. This is a solid maple top, finished on all 4 sides with I forget what he called the seam, but sent it in one piece. And so the desk, this portion here is on an uplift frame. So I bought the uplift frame for 800 bucks. I think the top was about 3,400 bucks, something 3,500 bucks for the top. So it ended up being about $800 more than if I would have just bought an uplift desk. But I got it in about 4 weeks, 3 weeks, actually for me, 2 weeks. For you, it would probably be about 4 weeks. So we're gonna create a platform where you can custom order your own tops. I'm also going to create a platform where for a modest amount of money you can buy a sample kit. So you buy a sample kit that'll include a bunch of blocks of wood like this. So this one is called 50% charcoal, 50% office grade. And so I had gotten, Mark sent me like 10 different samples. And so we'll sell a sample kit for say $100 or something like that, because this is a big hunk of wood that matches exactly what it would look like. This is actually gonna, the varnish is a little bit darker. This is gonna cure a little bit over time. And so the idea would be you buy a sample kit, and then we can build you whatever countertop you want. I just have to figure out a way to scale that where you can go on and buy what you need. And so this is a roughly 72 by 70 custom desk. I'm gonna have a 38-inch monitor, some Dyne audio speakers. It's gonna be really legit. I'm gonna do some wall art behind us, and then on the back part here we have the notice I've got another L shape on top of the MSS Plus setup, and then the goal is when I'm not at the desk, they'll be set at the same height, and then it'll just look like one big U shape. And there's my Sensboard helmet. Sick. So anyway, you'll see more on the desk. I shot a video, but you'll see more on the desk coming up here. And then what I'm planning to do, come on, go back to focus. There we go. So what I'm planning to do here is be able to provide a solution to you. And I'm planning to shoot a lot of videos sitting here, having heart-to-hearts with you, heart-to-heart discussions. Let me unplug this. I shouldn't need this now. So let's answer some questions. Have you got some? Want to capture my attention? I guess give me some money. I'm just kidding. I hate seeing these wires. You're going to drive me crazy. Get this out of here. Okay. So that's a lot of product stuff going on. This is what my life is like. Just non-stop. The wrappers behind us here, I started tearing apart the steps, and it turns out the gosh darn steps were correct. It just bothered me. It's just that the module was bad, the control module. So I could have just left the steps on, but now I got brand new research steps. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to the very top. Let's do super chats first. Let's Spoon Films. Thanks for the $2. Appreciate that. They can replicate, never duplicate. Thanks, man. It's hard though. Just imagine you pour your life into this, your blood, sweat, and tears into coming up with these concepts and ideas, and then you have people who have no clue what they're doing, have no originality whatsoever. And they even copy the things that really aren't that great, like the things that should be changed. At least if you're going to copy it, try to make it better, not worse. It's always worse. It's always with cheaper products. And, like I got a company in the UK, it's called Mosmatic UK, and they have an Obsessed Garage package. Like, what? It's not even the right, they're supposedly a Mosmatic, like, UK, they don't even have the right Mosmatic fittings. Like, this is the old gun setup, not the new one. They don't even have the right wand. It's just, they're so stupid. Anyway, thanks, man. I'm not gonna harp on that because it doesn't do anybody any good. It makes me look like a spoiled brat, which I am. Okay, let's see here. Who's answering is me? Says Garage. Message retracted. I didn't answer that. This must be Chris or Bryce. All right, Forced Induction Drive says, are you gonna sell your old KXK racks? If so, put me down for 3 of them. I'll shoot you an email. Yeah, shoot me an email. I have a bunch of them, so if you want the black ones, they don't make the black anymore. So yeah, shoot me an email. I'll sell those to you. I like them. I like the racks, but I don't really have anywhere to put them in this side. So, well, it could be cool. I could put some polishers here, but I kind of like them in the cabinet better. But we'll see. Maybe I'll go back to racks. All right. I'm getting bored of this sales pitch. Get out of here, douche. Oh boy. No sales pitch, just talk to us about what next. You're so unoriginal, Tyler. The only reason you said that was because the other guy said that. Come up with your own original idea, your own original thought. There's no way Matt will sell chemical guys. Yeah, not gonna happen. Let's see. Gyeon Bathe versus Adam's Car Shampoo. I think Matt would make the switch to Gyeon if they came in a gallon size. I don't know, man. I'm gonna use it again. I've used it, many times before. It's pretty good. Adams is just so darn good. There's just nothing bad about it. My buddy Brandon, thumbs up. Thanks. Shift the Perspective. Go check out his YouTube channel. I think he's back on it. I know he took some time off. Oh, super chat came in here. Let me go back here. WHT02CV says, how often are you changing DI material? When are you going to build in SN197? I don't know what that is. Thanks for keeping content products coming. Keeps me in the garage away from the wife. Win-win. Maybe you picked the wrong wife. The DI stuff I change probably I should change every 6 months. I probably end up changing it every year. So I really want to come up with a good looking, the DI Rinse Pro, the RB Transformers, they're just butt ugly. I'd like to come up with a good looking wall mountable solution, also rolling solution that doesn't look so gosh darn hideous like a just normal resin tank. So I'd like to do something like that soon. All right, back up to the top. If you want to get my attention, get super chat. Let's see, don't know why, the great thing on the top look like alien weapon. Seems like a bit late, missed the funny part. Adam's soap is my clay lube. Yeah, I mean, you could use soap as your clay lube. I don't know, I like to get the car clean first, stripped and clean as much as possible, then the iron removed, and then clay. I guess soap could work too, but I've always liked dedicated clay lubes. Leather glaze from Swiss Vax is leather shield from Color Lock. Oh, yeah, maybe that makes sense. Leather glaze. Don't like CarPro leather coating. No, don't use leather coatings. That's what I'm telling you. That's what every other leather professional would tell you. Don't do that. Let's see. How can you fix a small scratch behind the car handle? So if you have scratches behind the handle, you probably have to take the handle off. You could try, putting some polish on the microfiber towel and going at it, or taking one of the pads and trying to get in there and polish it. But you might want to just remove the door handle in order to get in there, and that's what I would try to do. Let's see. I did the whole color lock protection on a brand new Napa steering wheel. It's not impressive in my opinion. It doesn't add friction protection. Well, there's nothing you can do. You have to just not eat cheeseburgers and mess up your steering wheel. You have to, you have to care for leather. There's no secret magic pill. That's what I'm learning about leather. That's why I never really mess with leather. You don't want to dress it. You don't want to coat it. You don't want to do that stuff. You just need to clean it, keep it clean, and then just put something like a leather shield on it. Doesn't do much. Let's see. Johnny Meeks has been deleted, so somebody's watching my back. Can we see the custom ego attachment? We just talked about that. I have to talk to David about when the ego will be available. I don't know. You should consider selling a small rechargeable blower. It's great for blowing leaves off the cowl of my Mercedes. Well, I want to sell the ego, but they won't let me. Someday, I'll get them. Let's see. 303 protectant. It's good for the convertible top. I never really liked it for anything else. Let's see here. Go down. Super chat. Appreciate the content. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Where was I here? Oh, Bryce must be in here moderating for me. Let's see, what other questions you guys have? Swivel end is baller. Yeah, having a better swivel on that certainly can't hurt. Let's see, I'm not taking pre-orders on the Ego attachment yet. I don't think it's anywhere close to production. And let's see. Oh yeah, rip headphone user. Sorry about that, guys. Take my money. What a blower. Ego attachment. What ego blower is that? That's the 580 ego blower. Thanks. Somebody answered that. You could just cut the original long tube down. Yeah, you could. That's something you could do. Milwaukee blower. I'm not a big fan of the Milwaukee. Let's see. Yeah, Tyler, I do like the 580 over the 650. The 650 is nice with the power, but man, is it! I'm telling you, it's shrill. Let's see. I know you're in the chat, Chris. What about my 3D printer budget? Get out of here, Bryce. Gallons for tire dressing. Yeah, we'll have gallons, for those who want it. I always want the option for gallons. I don't know that I'd buy a gallon because you probably won't need it, but yeah. I constantly tell people to buy from you. Thanks, man. Yeah, so Tyler, you'll be one of those guys that I think could, even though I was just busting your chops in the beginning, I think you're one of those guys that could, become an ambassador for it and make some money. Talk about affiliates. I'll get to that super chat in 1 second here. I don't want to lose my spot. Yeah, I think the press-alls are going to be good, man. I was really losing hope. Oh, that's Chris shipping on the other side of OGHQ. Let's see here. Nice. Free stuff. I don't do free stuff. Any Cox reels for the pressure washer hoses show up? Yep. Just got 100 of them. Finally showed up. Been screaming my head off. Giveaway starts April 15th. The giveaways for the F10 M5, and then after that, as soon as we finish that, we'll be doing the immediately into the Corvette. Water spots. I haven't checked the water spots to see how well my test worked. I've had it sitting out in the sun for days, so I'm going to clean it off and check it out here shortly. Which lift base is that? The lift base on the desk is Uplift, and it's not the commercial version. I wanted the commercial version for this. You don't really need it. It's super stout, but they don't have them for like months, so I had to just get the regular. But it's the satin black, the black version. Don't forget to wash your hands. I'll wash them when I need to. Are you familiar with the Cox vacuum hose reel? Yes, vacuum hose. I've got this stupid, I had to go hide it from the camera because it's been back here, this stupid piece of crap, Home Depot, whatever, rigid thing, and I'm tired of it. I need to get a vacuum stat. So that's, air compressors get done, piping gets done, I'm gonna work on the darn vacuum cleaner soon. All right, we come back to force induction. Let's see, 2 super chats here. Jim L. Hey Matt, just wondering how things are going and staff are adjusting to temporary COVID changes. All my best, man. So it's actually really opened up my eyes to possibility. One of the things that I was having a hard time grasping was, what am I going to do if we need a lot more space? So the biggest bottleneck is coming. And the bottleneck is packaging, picking and packing. So we're sort of limited. So I've added some more humans. We're going to add barcoding. We're going to add a conveyor. We're going to add a lot of efficiencies to the picking. We're transitioning to the OGHQ Mosmatic gun, which will save a lot of assembly time. But I'm also adding some bottling of things. So what am I going to do with this little space, this 3,600 square feet? It was 2,000. How am I going to? I can't really put all that many packers unless they're in here messing with my videoing area. So we've switched to shift A and shift B because it's the most efficient. So remember, my dad runs the whole team. So going from day to day, although it would be ideal, really didn't work as well or couldn't work as well with the way that we're structured. Ted is up and coming. Ted is an up and coming leader, but Ted still needs some direction from my dad. And so my dad and mom are coming in super early, doing what they can, getting orders picked and packed and shipped. And my dad's building a structure for the day. Ted comes in at 12:30 with his team. And so we're running 7 days a week, but 5-hour shifts. My parents are probably working 8, but so they're working 35 hours a week, if you will, just over a longer period, so over 7 days. It's completely opened up my eyes. I don't know why you guys are gonna think I'm stupid. I was blind to this. I could stay in here and just create a first, second, third shift. And we're gonna have cameras all over this place, so we'll be able to keep an eye on them. I'll wake up at 3 in the morning, start yelling at Ted for running third shift wrong. We'll find some staffing, some people who enjoy that sort of nocturnal lifestyle. I'll also staff it with tech support. So what if I could do 24/7 picking, packing, shipping, technical support, media, the whole deal, and we could pack, I could have 30 humans in here, so we have, 13 people now, so we could easily probably fit another 5. I could have 60 humans working 3 shifts, 20 on each shift, out of OGHQ here as it currently stands. And I think we're gonna have all kinds of tasks for people to work on. Not tonight, not today, but we build up to that. So the shift thing is working out great. I don't like having people work from home. I don't like that. It's just not as efficient for our idea sharing. I'm on an island here, so anyway, that's my thoughts. F90 M5 white leather. How do you clean blue jean stains? This is where the cleaning, so you would do probably strong cleaner. Try mild cleaner or strong cleaner from Color Lock. That should take it off. If not, you can introduce a little bit of heat while you're doing that, a heat gun or a steamer. Once you get it off, you need to treat it with leather shield, and shield will help with that dye transfer so it won't happen again. Cheeseburgers, did you see my wife's video in the M3? I didn't. Perry, are you still using hides in your process? Last couple of washes, haven't seen you use it. The last couple of washes were on carbon ceramics. So I really only use it on steel, and I'm running out of brakes with steel. The Raptor I didn't use it on because the brakes are so far in there. I very rarely use hides on them. And they don't tend to rust over. The brakes aren't particularly big or bulky. But yeah, in the M3 I use it every time. The M3 is going to be transitioning to carbon ceramics at some point here too. So anyway, thanks for asking. Let's see, how far out to source a vacuum hose reel? I mean, the Cox one is the one to get, so you don't have to wait for me or email Kyle. We can special order it for you if you want to make sure you get the right one. But I've got a little time to go. I've got a lot of projects to get done first. A lot of projects. So, but I'm firing my way through. This chair is a human scale Freedom in bison leather. It was like $2,200. Don't buy it. It's not that good. It's not that good. Let's go back. Another super chat. Jared Toops, my boy. I'm glad you're back, Jared. 2 questions. What specifically didn't you like about CarPro Forte? Do you plan to wholesale the OG formulas so us motos can resell it? I've never liked Forte. I feel like when it fails, it like fails. Same thing. It's like very Rain-X-like in that I've only used it maybe on 2 different cars, and it was one of those things where I probably didn't give it enough time. I used it. I don't like it, and the reason why I don't like it is because it fails. I've also had issues with wipers juddering. One way to solve that, I don't think I knew at the time, you could just put it on the wiper blades. But I don't like that. It's just, I feel like I can see Forte fly by. Maybe it's all in my head, but that's why. Scott and I have talked about wholesaling the tire dressing. Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna wait and see how it does. We got to get it out in the wild. It's sitting right here on the Raptor. It looks good. I got to see how people like it. So I bought 330 gallons of it. We're going to create a bottle and a label for it. It'll be a temporary bottle. We'll see how it goes. Wholesaling is hard for me to do because I have so much cost and expensive labor to put it together. What we could do is just put it in like 5-gallon jugs and sell it that way or something like that. But I think I don't really have a choice. I talked about earlier on this live stream. I'm going to have, I hate this. I want to just develop brands that already, or products and brands that already exist, but I'm going to have to do some protection. Otherwise, I'm just going to get ripped off the whole time. Let's see. Hey, Matt, this is Lewis Martin Jr. How soon will Clarity be in stock? I don't know how much they have here in the U.S. My dad just placed the order. Apparently we're the only ones working. Everybody else is taking their sweet old time to get back with me, Tecton tools. I'm like, look, I wanna get these, and they're just, I don't know. This is what worries me about working from home, is all these people aren't working. Like, let's go. So, I don't know. Hopefully soon. I don't know how much they have here in the U.S. Ricky Cologne says, got my 2 orders of press-on bottles and shirts yesterday. Thanks. I'm taking advantage of the long weekend to spend time denibbing tires. Good job on the Alpha and 1M. Can't unsee nibs. Stay safe. Thanks, man. Yeah, the press-on bottles are doing good. I hope they hold up. So I hope you guys, beat them up. Let's find out how they do with different chemicals and things. You guys are creating advanced testing on this version 1.2 with the new spray heads. I can't wait to get version 1.2 heads on the chemical resistant. I haven't talked to Pressall yet, but I'm hoping we can get that done. Europe is on like full frickin' lockdown, so we're screwed there. Oh, did I miss one? No, Josh, I already got Josh. Let's go back up here to forced induction drive. Let's see, yeah, human scale chair. What about those hoses? You didn't talk too much. There's just a bunch of hoses that Cox provided me that they could provide. A couple of the hoses I already have is the Continental Frontier garden hose in 1/2 inch and 5/8. We already have that in blue. The red one is what they sent. The Frontier hose is, I believe, an EPDM rubber hose, so it wouldn't be as chemical resistant as the Prevost. So I still like the Prevost Stowflex the most. Let's see. That DSAC guy is kind of annoying. Let's see. What do you think about the new MTM gun? It's pretty good. It'll fit nicely, and I talked to Mike about it today from MTM as I was yelling at him about not protecting me and watching my back. And they said they can't do anything about it. I said, well, yippee, thanks for nothing. But the Aqualine product, I'll bring it in. I wouldn't choose it over the Mosmatic, but it's gonna be a lot less expensive. Full stainless. They were having some issues with the molds and getting the blues to match. So they've been working diligently to get that done. So I should have the gun. I don't really want the wand. The wand has a plastic screwed together piece. I'm just not a huge fan if it feels kind of chintzy. That snap together piece is so that if you're using hot water, you don't grab the wand and burn your hand. But the Aqualine will have the nozzles. The nice thing is the nozzles are 3/8 or 1/4 inch instead of 1/8 inch, like the OG spec. That'll be just a nice, lesser expensive alternative, kind of fits in between. But again, I choose Mosmatic, but it's still a viable option. Let's see, where was I? So Aqualine will be coming here. Hey Matt, about a week ago or more, I emailed Kyle, got an auto reply, I asked him if you sell the Ego blower, because if so, I wanted to buy one. Yeah, we're working on figuring out how to use Zendesk to create tickets, because what I don't want is I don't want people emailing and not getting a response, and for 2 or 3 days. And so I'm kind of torn on this idea of you get a response, but it's some bullcrap response. I've been telling Kyle what he needs to do is every day type up a personalized response there, say, here's where I'm at, and do that a couple of times a day. So when you get an email, you'll know, okay, Kyle's behind, he thinks he's 3 hours behind or 30 hours behind, and he's thinking about it. I just want people to know that I'm thinking about my email, or I want the people that I sent the email, if I were you, to know that. So we're working on figuring out how to be most efficient possible without just having a phone number where a bunch of weird old guys can call and chat us up all day. What's the best window tint? I think Formula One Pinnacle by Lumar. What do you think about the new MTM gun? We just talked about that. Does the Raptor have an exhaust on it? Yes. I think it's just a MagnaFlow muffler is all it is. I'm about to get my bottles, but they're stuck at the USPS office. Yeah, good luck. USPS sucks. They're having a hard time right now. Let's see. Why not Gyeon foam, since it comes in a gallon instead of 8? Gyeon foam strip your wax right off, so and leaves a lot of residue behind. I just don't like foams. Foams are designed to, like, you get your stopwatch out, you're on for exactly 5 minutes, and then you wash it off. That's a European thing. I don't like that. I don't like messing with my last step. What the heck is an SN197? Somebody help me out here. Matt Cow's great to work with on custom orders. Yeah, he's legit, man. I need to get him. I need to continue to get him more efficient so he has more time to spend with you guys. What car would you buy under 50K? Under 50K, probably, is the new Super under 50K? That thing's growing on me. You might see one of those show up here at some point. Will you be making any more mountain bike videos in the future? I do want to make one. I want to hire a guy to come out and teach me how to work on it. And I've got to call that guy at some point after this, stay-at-home orders is over. I'd like to do that. Let's see. I know CSL X2 is your go-to, but what do you think about UK 3.0 and Gliss would be my second choice. I just like CSL X is a little slicker than the UK 3.0. I love your products and business models. Thanks a lot, Nick. So great for this channel. No EDM, no straight piping. Give me a break. No bullcrap, just facts and great content. See, it's funny, Jeff. You say that, but the guys in the beginning were saying all I'm doing is sales pitching. I'm just selling you. Well, maybe that's the case, but I'm just excited about the darn products. That's what I'm here for. And so I'm just telling you what's up. But thanks. I'm glad some people get it. Sorry, someone already asked. Any update on OG tire dressing? So OG tire dressing, I think it's almost done. I got to ask Scott where it's at. I think they're almost done producing it. Of course, they're short-staffed at B&B. Once it's done at B&B, it gets shipped here. Bryce has got to get me we got to figure out some sort of temporary labeling solution. We're going to do a signature version, which will just be a really crappy label sent out to you as quickly as possible. Then we'll make a good label, and then eventually we'll get it in a really good bottle. But I think we're probably a month out. Let's see, so we're right at Josh. Let me go back down to that super chat. Brian Chu, super chat, thanks man, $10. Hello from Brooklyn, protection process for PPF for people without access to G-Technic Ultra. Thoughts on Halo? Yeah, I would do Halo. I'm still not sold out on it, but I haven't used it. I've got a couple of bottles of it over there. Rob Earl, the owner, managing director of G-Technic, he says, look, I'm telling you, Halo on PPF. We've tested it, we've vetted it. I just haven't seen what it looks like. That's why I'm kind of reluctant to spend, $8,000 to do my GT3 RS and then and put Halo on it and not like it and have a hard time getting it off. Let's see. AC just turned off, sound much cleaner. No, shouldn't be able to hear it. Vacuum package coming soon. I don't know about soon, but I'd like to have it at some point, someday. Have you looked at Fireball Korea products? Supposed to be a very good company. I don't know, man. I never heard of that. Car under 30K, buy a Porsche Boxster. I wouldn't do that. I keep the chair. Clarity is 3 to 4 weeks out. Importing isn't quite as friendly these days. Okay, so Chris said Clarity, Angel Wax Clarity is 3 to 4 weeks out, but we have placed an order. I ordered 300 bottles of it. What ego blower are you using, Matt? The 580 is my favorite out of them. Do you coat your rubber trimmer on the windows with CSL? Yes. Everything on the darn car is pretty much coated with CSL and topped with XO. Can you private label through those existing manufacturers? Yeah, I just hate that, man. Why should I have to do that? But I'm going to have to. Just never liked that model, and I know why. Now I know why, very specifically why, Griot's does it and why Adams does it, and why everybody's so secretive. McGuire's has top secret access to things, and I get it. I'm starting to get it. So I'm just a naive new business guy with a lot of ideas and a lot of great things and a lot of people like you that give me great ideas to pursue. And I try to honor the source as much as possible. Like something like Scott comes and brings me a product and I split it with him. I'm going to leverage. He would sell virtually none of it or try to sell it and not sell nearly as much as I can because of you guys watching this stuff. So I don't know, man. I'm going to have to. Let's see. Did Cox Reels show up? Yes. They showed up today. Is that your office, your garage? Both. My office is now my garage. So the garage is right there, the Raptor's sitting right behind you on camera, and I'm sitting here at the desk. Let's see, my OCD side goes crazy over different brands and different style bottles. Any chance with the new bottles having all your favorite products in the same style bottles? That's the game plan, Jonathan. Same bottle, same label, you can line them all up, and you just put the appropriate product that's curated from all over the frickin' place, and you put it in a bottle. So that's the plan. My order of OG Spec Hyper Dressing shows up tomorrow. Engine bay is detailed already. Safe to say I could just wet it and apply. Yeah, just hose it down, knock off any dust, 4 to 1 or 3.82 to 1, you know, something like that, and spray it on there, walk away, and come back next morning, wipe off the excess. You're good to go. Tire dressing's about about a month out. Would be my guess. I got 2 blue bottles. I had Quasar, but I like these much better. They're doing great so far. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, well, why don't you just do Quasar? I had my heart, I fell in love. I'm like, this is the bottle, got it. 360 sprayers, I had the originals and then the 360s. And maybe they weren't called the 360s yet, but that newer trigger, it's a little better, a little more ergonomic. I punted them all. I bought them all. I spent, I don't know, maybe $500 from Detailer's Domain back in the day. It's probably 2013, 2014, something like that. Bought them all. I'm like, I got it. This is it. It's gonna be the best bottle. And they just don't like them. So the platform isn't as good to start with as Pressall was. As soon as I got a Pressall in my hand, I'm like, man, that thing looks weird, but boy, do I like using it. Now I just need it to work. As we found out, they really didn't work very well. So you should have tried the new Gyeon PPF wash rather than bathe. You'll like it way more. Interesting. Why won't my Kranzel 622 stop running after 30 seconds? Because if you have the Kranzel 1622, because you bought it from some goofball who doesn't know anything about this game, the 1622 doesn't turn off. It just runs. So, yeah. You bought the wrong one. Send it back. Let's get the K1322. More flow, less pressure, and has a pressure switch. Let's see. Yeah, 1622 doesn't have total stop. Any way to make a longer jumper hose than 5 feet? Yeah, you can just order any one. I have to pick and choose and stock something. You could buy a 25-foot Cobra Jet hose, but you need something like 10 feet or something like that. You can just, I just don't have a Cobra Jet awesome option. Someday I would like to have a crimper. I visited that, and the guy never really followed up with me from what's that company, Parker Hannifin, and so I never really got any of the samples he said he was going to send me. So I'm going to have to go chase that down again. Hey Matt, psyched for the tire dressing. Can't wait to try it out. Yeah, me too. I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I think everybody's really going to like it. I like it, and so I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe I'm nuts. I've been thinking about that from the very beginning. Let's see. Emailed y'all at 3 a.m. about a special requirement. Got a reply if I start a business, then replied again at 2 a.m. Got another reply. Hats off, Jeff. Good job, Jeff. Yeah, I hate the fact that you have to bounce back and forth and we have this queue, but this is the crazy time of year for us, and those guys are killing it. And if we have a phone number, it's going to hack so many people off because we're not going to be able to answer it. Like, we'll literally be on the phone for hours at a time. So I'm just going to go with it, and we'll see how big it gets. Matt, have you seen a company called Fireball? We already talked about it. I haven't. Matt, I'd recommend you private label that small blower from Harbor Freight with a rubber tip. Very powerful little blower. Haven't seen it. Is the business at the point yet where you're looking at data analytics and using BI software? I'm not sure what that is, so I guess not. Come to LA and I'll take you to Harbor Freight corporate office. No more traveling. I'm done with that. How's the puppy, Wayne? I hate to say it, but that little guy's pretty cool. I like him. I think he's gonna be my guy. Amex Black card still in the works. You know, I doubt I would pony up for the Amex Black. I'll probably get one. I mean, we spend $300,000-$400,000 a month on the darn Amex card, so I'm assuming I'll get an offer at some point in the next couple of years. I probably won't take it. I mean, it's 10 grand or so, and really doesn't offer all that much. I don't do any concierge purchases, and I don't really need the status, so I doubt I would spend the money. What would you recommend for a one step on a C7? Sonex Perfect Finish, and a roof has yellow pad. Shoot, it just jumped ahead. Where did that go? So GT4, Rich asks. Yes, GT4. I haven't made the video because what I don't want to do is make the video talking about, oh, I'm getting it, I'm so excited, something falls through. I want to get a little closer. And today I was second guessing. I was adamant I'm going to get the two-way seats, the regular seats. And now I'm starting to think, I should just suck it up and just get the darn sport buckets and just get in and out of it. Lose 30 pounds and stop being a fat slob. And I'll probably, I just need to do the right thing and get the darn right seats. I'm probably going to call it in. So my order's already in. My deposit's already down. My build is already submitted. I have until, I think, the end of May to change it. My guess is it'll probably be pushed back even further, but it's due for a July delivery. May, I think, late May build, something like that. I'm doing Gentian blue with the platinum satin wheels, yellow carbon ceramics. What else am I doing? Full leather, and a bunch of other cool stuff. Obviously, it comes in a manual only. So yeah, GT4 is coming. So the goal would be to get rid of the M5, and the Z06, and then roll in the GT4. I'm not selling my M3. I don't care what I gotta do. So that's out. Can you use the new tire dressing on plastics? Well, I don't know. I doubt it. I won't be. I don't think it'll be very good for that. Hyper dressing diluted to be able to ship to the UK. I think we can. Yeah, I think we can get it shipped to the UK, that stuff. I think it's okay to do. Matt, have you heard of Underhill or Magnum hose nozzles? I have not, but I'll look that up. Have you tried any Shine Supply products? Yeah, I've tried a bunch of them. That's Shine Supply is on my list when I talked about earlier about getting full product lines, about chasing. I think Jeremy's only going to sell direct, so I don't know that I'll be able to offer any of the products. Maybe I could talk to him about that. It's been on my list of something to try, but I've tried a bunch of their stuff, but not all of it. Thoughts on the new C8? You have to go watch some of the videos. I freaking hate that thing. I think it's hideous. What hose and tip would you recommend for a Greenworks 2700 electric pressure washer? The 2700 you want, I think, the spreadsheet, I think it's the same thing as the 2300. I think it's the same pressure washer. So I think we use the 4.0 tip on it. The new site will have the pressure washer spreadsheet embedded, but I think it's a 4.0 or maybe a 3.5. Microfiber package 3.0 soon. Not soon, but I do need to get working on that. There's some towels that I'm not loving. It's time for me to make a change. Thoughts on G-Technic other products such as their shampoo and quick detailer? I don't like either one of them. I don't think their shampoo is any good at all. Matt, talked to Kyle. Don't know if he told you, but got my 1122 working again and still waiting for that call. So Kyle got me in trouble the other day with Michelle because I'm freaking texting with him. I'm supposed to be hanging out with the family, and he's yelling at me, and she's yelling at me, and I'm just trying to take 5 seconds off. I was trying to play some beach volleyball. I'm hyperventilating, some fat as crap because I've been scared to death about this business failing, and I'm working 24/7. And Kyle's yelling at me about, I wanted to tell you how we got this thing fixed. I'm trying to get him to Kyle so that I can not be on the phone all day, every day. And so anyway, sorry about that, Kyle. I think you get it. I can't be everything to everybody. I have to somehow disconnect from it at some point. Why do I always get more animated the further I get into this? Matt, have you considered Festool vacuums? Yes, I will be buying all of those to try them out. Matt, did you notice you've caused the price of the K1700 to jump on Amazon? The K1700 is supposed to be price fixed. I got in trouble because they said that it was sold too low, and I said, well, that's the price you told me to sell it. I want to sell it for more, but it's on Amazon for nothing. And so I think they finally got Amazon fixed where it's being sold at the proper fixed price, like everybody's supposed to be selling it. Matt, have you looked at selling Dupre steamers? I want to. I haven't called them yet, but I want to for sure. That should be an easy thing. I love that Tosca. How about a turbo S for your next project car? I love the Turbo S, but I won't like it long term. So the next project car is going to be the GT4. I'm probably going to do a giveaway on the GT4. I'm either going to do a giveaway on the GT4 or I'm going to get a 997 GT3 and do a giveaway on that. I think a 997 GT3 giveaway, either a .1 or .2, I think would absolutely slay. I think it'd be fantastic. I'm going to do that for sure. As soon as I get rid of these other cars, give it a little time, and then maybe do it later this year. Matt, how's your opinion on PPF change over the last 4 years? In general, is it worth it? In general, it is not worth it, but it depends on the car, depends on where you live, depending on the circumstances. It's very, I don't want to say hit or miss, but it's very case dependent. My GT3 RS, because of the mountain driving I do, is going to get PPF'd. And I'll probably just do the whole darn thing so it all matches. The M3, the M5, the Raptor. I mean, the Raptor's got 92,000 miles on it. It has like 3 rock chips, and I haven't had to look at any goofy plastic on the thing. So, oh shoot, $50 super chat. I better go look at that. I'll get to you in 1 second. So it's changed over the years. I'm like, I'm not into it, but going to the mountains changed it for me, and then my blue GT3 got destroyed. Or at least got pelted quite a bit and really wasn't comfortable for me. So it's, again, very case dependent for me. So where was I here? I was a little bit below Brian Chu. Yoshi, my dog. No pun intended here. When is the first wash and talk with a puppy? Yeah, I'm sure he'll be out there running around with me soon doing a wash. Yeah, that little guy's pretty legit. So I was right underneath Brian Chu here. We talked about hyperdressing. I talked about Kyle D there. Turbo S. You have an experience with Johnson brand of PPF? No, I don't know anything about that. Rebel Yell 22 says, "Yo, what's up? Are you really getting a Land Cruiser?" I talked about it in the last video. That would be kind of a cool car for Michelle, but probably not. When is the M5 giveaway going to begin? April 15th is the plan. Bryce can speak to that, but hopefully we get it. That's when we're supposedly, that's where we submit it with the states and bonded, so we should be good to go. Get Michelle the new Navigator, the seats in it are next level. Yeah, my brother-in-law has one of those. It's kind of cool looking now. Super wide body build giveaway. Get out of here, Mike. Go back to work. You should be working from home. You should be working 24/7. The Quasar bottles feel so heavy. I think that's a good point. They're just not ergonomic. Thanks for all the reviews on different products and pressure washers. Keep up the wash and talks. Also, lots of good info and some funny politics and car opinions thrown in their conversation. They're not opinions. It's experience. Very different. Thanks, PW American Muscle Car or Muscle Power. Let's see. Hey Matt, will you ever be able to tell the whole story where your financial advisor or release those videos from those days? I'm gonna have to talk to the attorney about it. But June 1st, I submit my last sort of final payment, so final settling up of that. My license should also expire soon after that. Some of my designations have started to expire. I thought about what I'd like to do is like July 1st, just do I won't do it publicly. It's just not worth the risk to me. But I'm going to tell the whole story inside the hex and tell the from start to finish the whole deal, how it went down, and why I'm now doing this. Which the story is very different. The tone of the story would be very different. I'm much more empathetic of the situation now than I was then. You know, when I walked away and was walked away, because I had the choice to continue doing it and just get in a fight and a legal battle and pay money and do all this stuff. But it was very clear to me, the writing was on the wall for me in wealth management, and it was time for me to do this, which is the best decision I could have ever made. But yeah, I would like to, inside the hex, make that non-public for members only, just because, again, I don't want somebody sharing that with somebody. It'll get back, and I don't want the chance of anybody suing me for for telling the truth. You know, I don't want that. Keep looking at these. There's some of the fake bead locks that need to be tightened down in the Raptor here. I own the 2018 Lexus LX. Yeah, I'd get the Lexus Land Cruiser version, the LX version. Let's see. Yeah, I got the new desktop. It's freaking sick. I can't wait to get it set up. I've been shopping all night, and when I'm supposed to be editing for headphones, headphone amplifiers, speakers, isolation stands, how I'm going to set up the desk, all this stuff. Yeah, so buy Bryce a 3D printer. He already has one at home. When will Cutmax be in the store? I think probably in a couple of weeks. Do you have any polisher recommendations cheaper than a Rupes or the best? I think it's best to just go with the Rupes. I would probably, if I was just starting out and I wasn't going to spend $450, I'd probably buy the Gyeon's G9. I haven't used it other than like 2 seconds at like, where was it? SEMA maybe? No, I forget where I used it. You could do that, but I would just pony up and get the LHR 15 Mark III. You won't be sorry. Rick's Audi Double Garage. Hey Matt, what's up, Rick? Rick's been killing it, man. He's off. He's on vacation. Rick, I think he's a teacher. I think he said. I didn't know that. I pictured him for being an engineer. So Rick's been building this stuff. Is this Bryce's sister under a pseudonym? Chris is asking that. Hey Matt, greetings from Annapolis. Same brother. Is that Annapolis meaning the Naval Academy? And I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I wanted to go to the Naval Academy. My uncle, the uncle that I always idolized was a naval officer and went to Annapolis. And the Naval Academy had a great club volleyball team. And the reason I didn't, I submitted, I got the letters from the senators, and I probably would have been, my GPA was probably good enough to get in. I think I had like a 3.8 or 3.8 something in high school. My course load was pretty legit, and from an engineering perspective, my SATs were probably borderline. What was my SATs? 1210, I think, something like that. And so the thing that did it for me is you had to like give a bunch of blood, and I was too scared to do that, and so I didn't go. I didn't apply. So who knows where I would have been. Let's see. Intelligence tools essentially allow you to visualize. This was talking about the stuff, business BI. Business intelligence tools essentially allow you to visualize the connection between your various data sources. Example, in your case, maybe Shopify, YouTube, Facebook. Oh yeah, we're doing all that stuff for sure. Wish I could order more for your store. I'm in the UK. Shipping kills me. Yeah, I know, man. Someday, UK, OGHQ. How are you gonna palm hundos in this post-handshake world? I'm still gonna freaking do it. I ain't scared. It's wise to use a 3-inch backing plate. Is it wise to use a 3-inch backing plate on the Duetto for small areas? If yes, where can I get one from the UK? I wouldn't. A 3-inch on that. The shroud's just too big. It'd be smacking it into stuff. I think you want a 3-inch polisher. Need some Hex Plus videos. Yeah, I shot one. I've got to edit it and get it up here in the next day or so. Shoot, it just jumped on me. Yeah, so I'll try to get that up tonight. How long is the hose that connects to the spray gun in the Krenzla? The Krenzla K1122 is 15 meters. So what is that, 49 and change feet? Matt, what's an OG solution for screen wash? I think he's talking about like a television screen or display. I use invisible glass on that. If it's really oily, that's where I'll use, I'll spritz a little bit direct on my towel, Angel Wax Vision. No worries, love you, man. Thanks, Kyle. Let's see, Matt, love my Swiss Tracks flooring. I picked it up from you. By the way, have you looked at Ferrecla compounds? I haven't. Let's see, I have to check that out. Yeah, we need Inside the Hex videos. I know. I'm it's only one man. I'm trying, but I made one. I just got to edit it. I'm gonna have to make Bryce come and start editing again. Do you like the X3M? Not really. I rode in Sean's PSI. He loves that thing. I'm just Just don't understand, like it's like a mom car on stilts. It's like, just get a car. Let's see, ELH Detailing says, what's going on? What's up, man? What's the best thing I can get for concrete flooring in my garage? I've talked about this ad nauseum. I think option 1, leave it alone, don't mess with it. Option 2 would be to do plastic interlocking tiles. Swiss tracks would be the only choice. Option 3 would be porcelain tile. Option 4 would be a polished concrete. Those would be my 4 recommendations. Everything else, I wouldn't mess with it. How are you liking the unit in R7? I like the R7. I got to talk to Sebastian about all the blend mounts are kind of doing this. It's a little shaky, driving me crazy. I got to figure out how we're going to fix that. What's the project with TJ Hunt you're working on? You mentioned once, but I'm curious. So TJ and I talked about. I gotta work on this. I'm supposed to work on this all day today, and I've just been messing around and fixing the steps on the Raptor. We're gonna redo his entire warehouse, and he's getting some more space there as well. I'm gonna help him with his shipping operation. We're gonna get some awesome, pallet, like the shelving and stuff like that. But flooring, lighting, cabinets, moving stuff around, efficiency, organization, places to store wheels and tires. We're gonna do the whole darn thing. So we're gonna involve sponsors like McGuire's and stuff like that, and we're gonna make it freaking legit. I'm gonna set him up with Krensla pressure washer, air compressors. He already has a Jenny, getting Prevost piping and all that stuff from there. So I got to talk to Mike about it, but we'll probably be doing it. It will have to wait until probably late summer to do it, but we're gonna do it. How about modding Dad's WRX? Yeah, I'd like to start doing that. He's been talking about selling that thing, and getting himself a big old Dodge Challenger or something. What do you think about the 1.1 millimeter orifice for foam cans? It's supposed to give you thicker foam. Yeah, you need a 1.1 millimeter orifice on pretty much any electric pressure washer outside of. You don't want to put it on the Comet, the AR, Krenslas. Every other one you pretty much want, or a high-end Karcher, which we don't really sell here in the U.S. Cal needs to upgrade the GTI to a Golf R. I don't think I pay him enough for that yet, but someday we'll get him there. Any 1/4-inch pressure hose coming to the store in the near future? Hopefully, we've got them coming. Oh, 1/4-inch pressure washer hose. Yeah, no one really makes a good one. Krensla has one on theirs, but I never can source one that's any good. Are the new shelves on the other side filled yet? No, not yet, because the storage units are still filled because we're on a skeleton crew here because of this stupid pandemic thing going on. What monitors are you gonna rock on the new desk? I'm getting, I'm having to rein myself in, but I'm gonna get LYD 5s, Dynaudio LYD 5s to put here on ISO. Somebody sent me an email saying I need to get some ISO acoustic Aperta stands, isolation stands for them, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking at headphones, but I'm gonna get a legit set of headphones too. I've always wanted a legit set. SUV question, BMW X5 M Sport versus Audi SQ5, BMW X5 all day, every day. Definitely. There's another good question I just missed here. Hey Matt, why not Apple Pro display with a cool stand? I want it badly, but $7,000. I can't do it. And I want 2 of them, so now it's $14,000. So yeah, the monitor, I'm gonna do a single Dell 38 ultra wide for now to see if I can stomach it. Maybe an overhead camera for those unboxings. Yes, I want something up high and pointed right at me. I want to get rid of the lav mic, have a great boom, turn off all the lights in here, get some lights, and do State of the Union addresses here from the desk. I got to figure out what's the best angle for that. This clearly isn't it, but that's what I want to do. Rick says, yep, teacher since 97. What do you say, Rick, that you quit that job and come down here and let's build Obsessed Garage Canada? What do you think about that? I think I could pay you more, a lot more. Although you're a tenured teacher, you might make a lot there. When will you ship to the Netherlands again? I just placed an order. I think we'll ship it immediately as we're catching up. Kyle says Golf R, yes, need to convince the wife. Hey Matt, are you giving 50% on Sonic Tools as shown on their website? They have 50% off. I think it's only on a couple of toolboxes. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's not on tools. It's on like 3 very specific toolboxes. They had some overstock on. I can get it for you. I just wouldn't make any money on it. What Cox hose reel model is in the OG store? Do you plan to sell other models? If not, can you help order a different model? Yeah, I have the 100 foot 100 series can crank. We have an easy PLP, so an easy coil PLP 350 with a different spring, a custom spring and a custom hose, and then we have the easy coil power cord reel. And yeah, we can get you anyone you want, and we have shipments coming in more regularly now. It keeps jumping. Stop jumping. I want to stay in order. I'm almost caught up. Add anything new on the mountain bike? No, I've been riding it a lot, but mainly on the street. What happened to the garage giveaway? What did they take? Emmanuel and I just talked the other day, or just texted back and forth. He's still on schedule for a July move-in, so hopefully we can do it in late summer. Get the garage done. That's going to be a 22 by 22 foot garage, and we're going to jam pack it with all kinds of legit stuff, and certainly shoot a video of it. Let's see, what happened to your lawn guy? It's good. We're now in the process. They did the first application of all the stuff. I wasn't there, and now we got to see how it does, and they got to keep applying, and I'll do a follow-up later. Look at the Focal Clear headphones. I was looking at the Focals. I just never like the way Focal sounds ever. Utopia in the car, the stuff in the home. It's just so thin, so I probably won't like those. I'm actually looking at Hi-Fi Man, or Hi-Man, I think it's called. Looking at, I'm on Moon Audio for like hours at night. And then I start to justify a $5,000 set of headphones. I'm like, I'm never gonna use it. So I'm looking at, there's a guy, I forget, he's kind of like the nerd. He's like a little bit nerdier version of me with headphones. I forget what his name is on YouTube. But I'm probably gonna end up getting some Sennheiser HD600s, getting some Moon Audio cables, and probably buying a tube amplifier for it. That's probably what I'm going to be doing, I think. Garage giveaway to what do they get? We haven't done it yet. I tried a 25-degree nozzle for rinsing my wheels. Seems much easier. Yeah, 25 can do well. Is it safe to use Power Lock Plus and Colonnade 845 on plastic trim and rubber window surrounds? No, don't do that. Power Lock might be okay, but don't do it. Are you planning the M5 giveaway starting the 15th? Yes. Hey Matt, would you consider Focus RS over Golf R? I like both of those cars. I've never driven a Golf R. I'd have to drive one to make that assessment. I really like the Focus RS. Do you have a recommended buying system for your store, like buy X, then buy Y, then buy Z? Not yet. Let's see. Stop it, Bryce. We need security cameras first. Let's see. Just buy one of everything. Did you get those D3S Osram laser for the Raptor? Michelle doesn't really drive at night very much. ZMF Verite headphones. Yeah, I was looking at those. Gas pressure washer recommendations. I'm not really a gas expert. Krenzel has a cool one. If you want to talk about that one, just email me. Really, can you elaborate on the whole not a fan of Focal? You've always liked them. I've always liked them over other brands, and I'm a JL guy at heart. Focal is, they use metal dome tweeters. They're just very bright, very clean, but very bright, and I'm very sensitive to bright. I like Silk Dome. That's why I've always been such in the car. I much prefer Dynaudio, Isotech, or Isotar. Yeah, just Focal, their home audio speakers, I just never been a fan, so my guess is I wouldn't like the headphones either. You missed it earlier, I wanted to see. I don't know what this S197 business is about. $5,000 headphones, $2,200 chair, $2,200 chair, $3,000 desktop. Just get an Apple Pro display. Anything less would be delaying the inevitable. We're in a recession, Nicholas. Trying to survive here. Have you ever considered mounting the lift flush in the floor? I don't own the building, but if I owned it, I'd be hacking that floor right now with a darn saw myself. Last couple of questions. Out of curiosity, would you hire someone out of state if they moved down there with no cost to you to them to move? Heck yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't hire you from anywhere. Come here if I need to hire for someone. You can get factory dyno audio on a Golf R. It's not quite the same. Matt, the S197 is an 05 to 14 Mustang body style. Yeah, that's why I don't give a crap about that. Are you gonna buy that big land that you were talking about with the house? No, one of my arch rivals in wealth management here bought it. So yeah, not gonna happen. But I would probably be trying to buy it right now if it was still for sale. Have you looked at Golden Ear speakers? Yeah, Golden Ear. Remember, Golden Ear is the same dude who started Definitive Technologies. They're good, but they're not great. They're one of those speakers that you can't dislike, just like Definitive Technologies. But there's much better stuff out there than those. They're like the everyman's high end, if you will. I think Golden Ear is a little better than Def Tech. Certainly current Def Tech, but let's say Golden Ear today versus Definitive Technologies at their prime in the same period. They just really know how to market and really know how to convince people that they're the best. And they're not the best, but they're very good, great value for the money. They sound great. But again, I'd choose a set of Dyna Audios over those, or even like my Rebel Performa 3s, I think are better. Let's see, next model on the M3 is the trunk, then suspension, then carbon ceramics, and Dyna Stroker? I don't know, we'll see. I should get everybody to email bomb Steve Dynan to work with me on that. Let's see, last couple of questions. JM Lab. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with them. I know of the name, but I'm not super familiar with it. You make a lot of money off selling detailing products. Imagine if you had a detail shop. What would I make in a detail shop? Even if it was great, a couple $100,000. I could just, if I sold another, $700,000 worth of product, I'd make a couple $100,000. So, and not have to deal with labor and people quitting and then teaching people and then going out and starting their own detailing company and then having to deal with customers. I don't want that. I thought I did until I spent time with Billy. Have you talked about a stroker for the E92 yet? Go for it. Yeah. Show us that sweet helmet behind you. Oh, yeah. I'm always shocked how light it is. And I've got it filled with all the extra stuff. So when I went to Boise and I met with the rag company, we did Microfiber 2.0. Levi took me over to introduce me to Tyler Sanarusa, and Tyler and I hit it off. I said, I want a helmet. Well, that was like 2.5 years ago, and I finally bought one. So this is a Bell carbon fiber helmet. I'll probably never wear it on a track, and I don't freaking care what you think. I think this thing is like $6,000 or something like that. I didn't pay that much for it, but I think it's quite expensive to get Tyler to do something like this. He has a waiting list for, I think 24 months in advance. So that's probably one of the reasons why it took so long. But you can see the carbon fiber. That's the carbon fiber helmet. When Troy got his, I'm like, if Troy has one, I got to get one too. And so it's super, super legit. Amazing helmet. I'm pumped to just have it behind me there. So anyway, let's see. Morel speakers. Yeah, those are always thin sounding to me too. Let's see. Car Pro Clarify Glass Cleaner again. Yeah, I'd try it, but I don't think it's great. Matt, I heard Tom Frost just bought that large property. Yeah, it's Frost and Frost. It's Frost, not Frost. But yeah, Frost and Frost, one of the Frost brothers bought that property. Whatever happened to the home garage build? I need about $400,000 and I'll do it. I need to stop buying desks and helmets. I'm going to do it at some point. Part of the reason why, wait, what was Judson encouraging me, Chris? Anyway, I missed it. Part of the reason why I haven't built the garage is when I first moved in the garage. I've told this before, but this is the whole story. I first bought the house. We moved from, I sold the business from Merrill Lynch to Raymond James. So I had piles of cash. We bought the house, remodeled the kitchen. I started Obsessed Garage shortly after that and bought some t-shirts and things like that. Made my first $38,000 investment into Obsessed Garage. And that's to this date. The $38,000 I put in is the only money that I put in personally. Obsessed Garage has generated all of that from that first $38,000 investment. I was going to build the garage. We started the process. I was going to, take out a loan, not pay cash for it, but I was going to take out a loan. To put it in perspective, we're at $38,000 in sales today. I bought $38,000 of shirts, some of which we still have over on the other side. The garage, I started the process with a Morton building. It ended up being 60 by 90. And then I got the bill back for it, and it was like $120 a square foot, and I was still going to have to do all kinds of work, like hiring contractors to do it, and that got it held up. And then, time went by, and the Obsessed Garage started to get bigger and bigger, and then eventually I kind of split with my partners, and it's just been one event after another where it just wasn't a smart financial decision to take that risk on the garage. Plus, I've been so heavily chasing this thing that I want to do the garage when I feel like I can really be a part of it, share it well. If I continue to get bigger and more well known, maybe I can convince like RR Buildings and Matt Reisinger to come out here and help me build it, and get like an all-star cast and we shoot it for HGTV or something like that. So anyway, the longer I wait, the better. But that's the story on it. Let's see. Any thoughts on the last coat? No. F11, last coat is garbage. There's the last cut, which the rag company boys tell me is super legit. But the last coat is marketing bullcrap water. So don't waste your money or time on that. Stop. Hide those Instagram ads. Are your new t-shirts material the same as American Apparel, which are awesome? Yeah, they're American Apparel 50/50. I prefer Los Angeles Apparel 50/50, but they're so hard to get. Let's see. In your opinion, did Carol Baskin kill her husband? Absolutely. Yes, I think so. That lady's super shady. Man, I'm in love with that helmet. Yeah, don't touch it, Jeff. I'll smack your hands. Let's see. If you have any issues with rocks cracking the windshield, then yes. I think they were talking about something else. When you go do some mountain biking, I don't know, man. I don't want to mess up the helmet. Next giveaway starts the 15th. The garage giveaway later this year. Looking to start reading some books throughout the quarantine. Any suggestions? I'm not a book guy. I wish I was. I'd be so much smarter. The Krenzo K1322 and Comet have similar stats on the spreadsheet. What's the justification for the price difference? It's like a Camaro versus a 911. Enough said. Just better built radial axial pump versus a piston-driven pump. Completely rebuildable versus semi-rebuildable. Comet's got some funky fittings and output, has a bunch of crap that you don't need that comes with it. So the Comet pump is really like a $400 pump with a bunch of accessory crap that comes with it that I would like to not have. But they're both good. You can get the same job done. That's why I have the Comet in the store. It's reliable enough. It's good enough for that I will put my name on it. But the Krenzo is the 911. It's the superior product. Festool vacuums are the best. Yeah, probably are. Matt, do you have a chance to order the Workshop Solutions bucket dolly? Not yet. I'll get it done. How is the chair on Swiss tracks? It's not bad. I'm gonna put smooth in here just for the fun of it, and so I can show people what it looks like. But I mean, I can roll around unassisted, no problem. This is where my computer's gonna go. So yeah, not bad. Let's see. Thoughts on the new BMW M2 CS? I hate it because it has the S55 fart machine. Office chair is a human scale freedom. Best ceramic coat for matte Volks. Definitely CSL XO. Don't do wheel coatings. Any update on Christmas garage giveaway? I didn't know I was having one, but let's do it. Will you be ever trying the flex cordless polishers? Yeah, I gotta order those. I'm trying not to order so much stuff and stress myself out. I've got 27 projects to work on. Got the stupid scaffolding over here for 2 weeks. I need to put the hose reels up. They're stressing me out, Ryan, but yeah, I will. Any thoughts on getting Matt Schaefer to do an audio build in the M3? That would be sick. I'd like that. No interest in JDM such as the R34? No. Old stinky old Japanese. I'm done with that. You extendedly expose your home address. Do you worry about fans showing up? I don't give off that mess with me vibe, right? So I've never, ever had anybody even consider it. You'd get a red dot on your forehead, so don't do it. It's just, yeah, no one's gonna do that. And if they did, I just say, get out of here, man. Gosh, that one bolt looks like it's not in a circle. Driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't freaking care. Let's say, come at me, bro. You know, my wife is stronger than like 85% of males, so I don't worry about her either. She'll knock you out. Bead maker on top of Halo. Yep, that should work, no problem. Let's see, Frost, not Frost. Yeah, Frost and Frost. First car for under 25K, WRX. YouTuber you want to collaborate with the most? Jason Fensky from Engineering Explained. Or I want Larry to come here, or Larry Cosilla to come here to HQ and work on a clean car with me instead of some dirty barn find. When's your GT4 spec video coming out? Again, I'm kind of waiting to make sure I'm actually getting one, but it's like 95% now. Are you still getting your old Honda Civic? If you find me a Civic with like 10,000 miles on it, I'll buy it right now. Any plans to install a water drain in your wash bay? I hate seeing yes. I'll probably do that when I do the garage. We'll cut out the concrete and put in a slot drain there. Invasion HD asked, what can I use to clean black rubber trim and make it look new? The trim already has brownish spots. Get Meguiar's M39 from my store and get a brush of some sort. I like to use the Color Lock brush. Maybe you want something a little bit softer, like a Detail Factory brush or a Race Glaze XL or something like that. Agitate it quite a bit. Then follow it with G-Technics CSL and then 2 coats of XO. It'll change your life. Dang, you guys should stop asking questions. Have you ever used Wolfgang Uber? Wolfgang is junk. So Wolfgang is like Sam's choice of detailing. So no. Favorite car owned within the last 10 years? That would be E92 M3. Any suggestion for a non-Harbor Freight cart for Jay Leno detailing style build? I don't know. I haven't chased that yet. I've got the Sonic carts you saw earlier in the live stream, but I'm not really the best off of that. Any plans for offering a water hose reel? I recently got the Ely freestanding hose and it's pretty legit. I'd love to sell the Ely stuff, but they will only sell direct. So if they're going to sell with anybody, they said they'd sell with me, but yeah, not looking good. The AR will come out to play if you show up to Matt's house. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to use the AR. It's probably 2 pounds of dust on it, but I got a lot of rounds. I'm not a gun guy. I don't give a crap about guns. I'd have to like figure out how to use it. But all I know is when I first shot from 150 yards with the AR was dead nuts. So any joker could red dot your forehead on that. Actually, I have a tritium ACOG on it, so a Trijicon ACOG on that sucker. What do you think of Aston Martin? They're cool. My buddy Charles has one. He's bringing it up here, and we'll do a drive video with it. What products would you say are the best for someone who is on a budget? I'm probably the wrong guy to ask that. I would say just buy what I'm selling or what I'm talking about. Just buy less of it. Try to figure out which stuff is absolutely necessary. Fensky just bought a used Miata. I saw that. Matt ordered the new bottles and got them today. Wow, they're awesome. Cool, man. Yeah, beat them up and see, let us know. Sign up for Hex Plus today. Thanks, Brian. Awesome. I'm gonna have a video up. I'm gonna apparently not edit it tonight. It's 9 o'clock. Let's see. Shut up, Bryce. Bryce says I can drive up to the driveway and just walk into the home theater, turn on a movie, and know I was at the house. I'd hear it, and I'd come out and pistol whip you. If Beadmaker drives in the car with a streak, will it come out? Yeah, just a little bit of water should come off, or just spray some more Beadmaker and agitate it. I've been an American car buyer all of my life, looking to make the switch to German vehicles. Any suggestion for something 35K and under? I think VW Golf would be the way to go. Let's see, what tabletops are those? These are from Blue Tree Custom. We're gonna have options at OG here soon. Garrett, what's up, man? Have you been watching the T with Gary V live streams? Know you're a fan of Gary and it's been insanely legit content. No, I haven't. I have to check it out. I was just actually on Vayner Media call with a bunch of Vayner 4Ds alums yesterday for like 2 hours, which was great. Gary wasn't on it, but a bunch of other alums. It's so funny to watch. There's so many like self-help super fans that follow Gary, and I feel like I'm on the in this like weird. I'm like this oddball that doesn't belong. There's a few oddballs in it that are legit practitioners, and a lot of them are just typical self-help lovers. They probably have the 57 How to Be a CEO books and Change Your Life and all that stuff type books behind them. Do you think an Alfa Romeo Quattrofolio maybe that? No, those things look like they break like crazy. I'm not interested. I would be if there was an Alfa dealer right up the street that I could go drop it off of. For under 30,000, what do you believe is the best car that resembles a similar driving experience to a Porsche? You're gonna have to get some sort of BMW 3 Series, I think. Do you think getting, I started watching your channel back when you did Ammo NYC story. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. Let's see, where is it? It keeps jumping. Dang, you guys are asking too many questions. I'm gonna get in trouble. I gotta go home. Let's see. I've been buying like I'm obsessed that last couple of days. Yeah, keep buying stuff. Keep me in business. Of course, Matt bought an ACOG. So I went to, this is a funny story. I went to Shoot Straight, which is, believe it or not, a legit gun store down in Apopka, like in 40-50 minutes from here. And I went there in my GT3, and my blue GT3, and I walk in, and like CrossFit shorts and t-shirt, and the guy starts showing me like $180 pistols, and I'm like, dude, I drove here in a GT3. I want to see the GT3 of guns, because everybody at the office was telling me I got to get a gun. Everybody said, you got to have guns because everybody else has guns. I'm like, well, if I'm going to have a freaking gun, I'm going to have better guns than everybody else. And so I went to the place. I'm like, I want a 9mm. I want to see the best you got. And so then he takes me over to the 1911. They're like $5,000, gun. I'm like, well, hold on. Take it a step back. Oh shoot, my phone's almost out of battery. I'm never out of battery. And so anyway, I left with a P233 Sig Sauer, a Daniel Defense, I forget what the model number is, but M something or other, a Tritium, Trijicon, ACOG, a Beretta sort of shortened tactical-like shotgun, and a whole lot of other stuff. I'm frozen. Sorry, I gotta wrap this up. I got a 20% battery, which I never ever do. Anyway, I'm saying I went to the store and I bought a bunch of fancy guns, and now I've never used them. I shot them once and that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta go and eat the rest of my dinner that I ordered. I planned on doing like a 30-minute live stream. I think I'm 2 hours in. So there's about 400 of you watching. So yeah, I started 2 hours ago. So anyway, thanks for watching, all you guys. Keep buying stuff. Keep us in business. I want to get everybody back to work here as soon as possible. You know, I like this idea of doing multiple shifts. Yeah, we have had 5,078 store sessions. We're at 38,000 bucks in sales. 72 people are live. You guys are going to help me hit the first $1 million month, and I couldn't be more grateful. I think we should blow through $1 million this month pretty easily in light of what's going on. I mean, man, I hope some part of it is just pure effort, man. I mean, everybody here is just working their face off and doing so in really odd circumstances. So hope you're doing well, and yeah, I hope the economy stays intact. But remember, the world doesn't have to go back to the way it was. You don't have to go back to the job you don't want to have. Make something up, create something. I'm living proof. Now I'm cheating because I fell into it and was forced into it. So I wouldn't be slacking. I wouldn't be treating this as a vacation. I'd be treating this as an opportunity to freaking kill it. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go home and edit, for hours tonight, and provide you more content. And I gotta get that next video up for you. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. Thanks for all the questions. I always assume no one's gonna have a question, and I can't even keep up with it. Thanks to you who super chatted, gave me a few bucks that helped pay for my dinner tonight. I appreciate that. Actually, I want dinner 6-7 times over. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay tuned for more crazy, all that stuff.